Saturday afternoon in Berlin. All of a sudden a group of people start to gather in front of Brandenburger Gate in the center of the capital. Police ask them to move on. Several demonstrations have been registered for today, but this is not one of them. But the demonstrators just move on to another street. It's been the same situation for the last 7 weeks. Unauthorized protests against the government's corona restrictions have drawn thousands of people.
It's difficult. We have about 1,000 police officers on duty across the city today to make sure that the registered demonstrations can go ahead, but at the same time make sure that the social distancing rules are followed.
So, what's behind the corona protests? Professor Sven Hutter is an expert on conflict and political movements.
It's a very big mix of people. That happens sometimes to movements that are related to one specific event. Because we have this specific corona pandemic and the restrictions relating to it, you can get a lot of very different people joining up behind the movement.
The demonstrations have spread across Germany and have also started to appear in other European countries. Sometimes right-wing groups dominate, and they have been quick to try to capitalize on the protests. Other demonstrations have been started by left-wing groups or anti-vaccine campaigners. But what seems to unite them all is a lack of trust in the authorities.
Many of these people are involved in different conspiracy theories, and when you start to get involved in that view of the world, with anti-Semitism, racism, ideas of enemies, then it's very hard to get back out again. And that's a danger to society, that we have this group of people, and it is growing quickly, that's removed from reality and that is looking for easy solutions in a complicated world.
The protesters belong to a very small minority in Germany. Most people actually say that they approve of the way that the government has handled the crisis. And as Germany is slowly relaxing the lockdown, there are signs that the peak of the protests might have been reached. Germany has opened its economy again, but still the protests continue, even though they seem to be smaller than a few weeks ago. This is Jonah Calgren reporting for Euronews from Berlin.